What's going on, Memorial basketball fans? I'm Charles Strayer.
And I'm Teddy Harless.
And welcome on into Week 11 of our basketball analysis series. And we are happy to report on what we can only describe as a tremendous rebound week for both boys and girls basketball. And additionally, we're going to be previewing our games against Eau Claire North happening at the Eagles Nest this Thursday and Friday.
So make sure you stick around for that.
So let's get right down to it.
To start off the week, we unfortunately lost to Hudson, moving us to being tied with them in the standings. And there wasn't a whole lot of things we did well, and there weren't a whole lot of things they did poorly. It was just all around a good game for them and not our best game. We could have done better, and I think that was the story of the game. We weren't getting the quality offensive looks that we usually get, and as a result, our field goal percentage suffered. We also weren't able to make up for it on defense because of their size and physicality. We saw that when they got 28 points in the paint compared to our 18.
Yeah, and that's important to look at analytically speaking when you look at how Hudson was able to triumph over us here at the Eagles Nest. Now, they merely did their homework. They knew what we were going to throw at them, and they were able to repel it and answer back. They were able to beat us at our own game in the paint and all around, like Teddy said, using that size and physicality to its fullest potential. They've got a lot of tall players that are very good in the paint, and they were able to disrupt our traditional offense. And I think that really, especially in the second half, began to set in and ensure that Hudson was going to come away with the win.
But those areas of weakness against Hudson, we were able to turn into areas of strength in the game against Rice Lake, where we had a very good game.
And that's putting it lightly.
Yeah, and one of those areas we struggled in that Hudson game was shooting percentages. But we were able to have an advantage of about 10% in every shooting category in this game against Rice Lake. And that's not the only area where we did better. We struggled on defense in Hudson. We did not against Rice Lake. We got 22 points off of turnovers compared to their 6. So it was overall just an incredible performance and an incredible bounce back.
Yeah, an excellent job by the coaching staff to adjust from where we fell short against Hudson, but also on the individual side, we did far better. In particular, the sophomores Lydia Paulmier and Raya had 11 and 17 points respectively against Rice Lake, and we actually have an interview with them where they shared their thoughts on the big win.
As underclassmen, you guys have had a pretty tough road to hoe playing against these juniors and seniors with more experience, but you guys have been putting up double digits on the regular, both of you individually, both of you in fact having double-digit games tonight. So how does it feel to compete with the best of them and come out victorious?
I think it feels pretty good. It's nice to have a supportive team just being there for us no matter what, even on our lows.
You guys unfortunately lost to Hudson this Tuesday, and they, with that win, tied you guys for number 1 in the BRC. However, you guys came out swinging against Rice Lake, who's definitely not a slouch opponent, I will say. So how did you guys prepare to effectively recover so well?
We went into yesterday's practice ready to work. We were ready to come back out stronger. We came into this game super strong and just put it behind us and kept looking forward.
I like that mentality.
Thank you, Lydia and Raya, for that insight. And hey, speaking of sophomores who had great games last week, Ian Bauer putting on a show with 16 points in our bounce back game against Rice Lake for boys basketball. And boy, oh boy, did Rice Lake kick off an exciting week for the boys.
Yeah, it was certainly fun to see Ian Bauer in that game. He was electric, knocking down lots of threes.
Lights out.
But taking a look at the more general stats across both games, we did very well in shooting percentage and rebounds. And that is partially because of 2 players.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And their names, you've probably already guessed them, Julius Clark and Wesley Mboga. Rising to the occasion does not begin to describe what these gentlemen have done in these past couple games. They have been going off the wall crazy. All just zipping down the court using speed, using size, ball movement, you name it. They are controlling the court and showing the Big Rivers Conference that though we may be down Jesperson for the time being, we are not out of the count. They are doing excellent. Clark had 25 points over the last 2 games, and Wesley Mboga, just against Hudson, had 24 points of his own, which ties his season high. And that season high, I don't know if you remember, came from their game against the North Huskies.
Speaking of North, we are playing them with both of our teams this week. And starting off with the boys, we're playing them, and we're also playing Marshfield, who is a good team but out of conference. But taking a look at North, the key thing is stopping Andrew Roxvold, or at least slowing him down, which is exactly what we did in our impressive win against them last time, in which he only had 13 points, which is below his average of about 19.
Yep, and sitting about just average in the conference at 5-5. The North will certainly provide something of a challenge. We have seen some Big Rivers upsets here in the past week, so something to watch out for, and a big rivalry game going on here at the Eagles Nest. Now, where individual talent is concerned, we also have a nice equivalent in the girls' matchup. Ellie O'Keefe, of course, will be a significant factor in how the girls are going to have to tackle North. They also have their game here at the Eagles Nest, though, so that should be very exciting towards the end of this week. The girls also play Lacrosse Central on Monday, and they'll be taking on Menominee away on Saturday. And Menominee, as we know, they were undefeated. We took them into overtime. Since then, they've been on a little bit of a slide, but Menominee is definitely going to want to climb back. They're currently sitting below ourselves and Hudson in the conference, but where the final Big River standings are concerned, they are going to be hungry to have that revenge game against us in their own house. So the girls are going to be looking forward to an excellent matchup against Menominee after that rivalry game.
Yeah, and like we said, the key to both of these North games are their star players.
Yep.
The star players of their team are really the centerpieces of their offense. And if we're able to stop that star player or slow them down or just prevent the rest of the offense from getting something going, that can really make a big difference in who wins or loses the game.
Yep, isolation and neutralization of those big threats, O'Keefe and Roxvold, are going to be keys. One thing is for sure, though, it's going to get heated here at the Eagles Nest on Thursday and Friday. We are looking forward to some excellent matchups, not only against the Huskies, but against Marshfield and Menominee and all those others. It's going to be a great week of basketball coming off of a nice rebound week for our Abes.
And as always, Go Abes!
Hi everybody, I'm Aiden Rickard, Eagle Eyes Other Guy. If you're interested in more MHS sports content, be sure to check out our TikTok, Instagram, and check out some of the other videos on our YouTube channel. And while you're at it, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more. Go Abes!